Hi, it's Bethany again. This is my first update after my ketamine infusion. I'm coming back here. I did my infusion yesterday and was a little nervous because I really didn't get a super strange psychedelic experience or anything. They did a very slow drip. It was, uh, in fact, called the nurse in and I said, I don't feel anything at all. So they turned it up and I felt a little bit. Got up, left, um, got in the taxi back on the train. It was kind of a long day of traveling down to the city. I live in the Hudson Valley. So what I've noticed, yesterday I came home and I really didn't feel anything different, except that I had a ridiculous appetite. Normally I eat like one meal a day. But my appetite was like crazy. I was munching out, like I had the munchies. But so I didn't really feel anything yesterday. And of course, I'm Googling how long does it take, because I see a lot of videos with people saying that they get an instant reaction, instant lifting of their heaviness right after the infusion. So being the worry wart I am, I was worrying about that. Um, but then this morning I woke up and I started looking at cognitive behavior therapies, thinking maybe if I do that with the ketamine, maybe that'll help and maybe it'll work better. And then all of a sudden, I got a phone call. I was supposed to be somewhere today at 9:30, and I had completely forgotten about it. And that's really not like me. So I was at least an hour away, and I was going to be behind. Somehow I made it there pretty close to on time, but thankfully my friend called me, my coworker called me and reminded me that I needed to go do this. And normally that would have put me into a state of, you're a piece of crap, you'll never get your shit together. You see what, it would have really become a thing. And then I would have been driving and really agitated because I got behind some slow drivers, and normally that would have agitated me knowing I had to be somewhere. But I was okay. It was, it was wonderful. And then I started thinking, and I was just realizing that things that would have set me off and the normal negative thought patterns that I have during the day, I have a lot of anxiety. I always think something's going to happen to my husband or my kids. I'm constantly in a negative cycle when I'm in my depressed state. So I'm noticing, like, thinking to myself, I'm going to be okay. And I almost was in tears, and I haven't cried. I don't really cry. I think it's the antidepressants. You get to the point where you're so numb that you don't laugh, you don't cry. And, when I do laugh, I know that, like, I'm acting. I feel like I'm acting all the time because most people don't know this side of me. My very close friends and family. Usually I just kind of disappear and isolate and then do the work I have to do. But when I laugh, a lot of times it's not real. It's just socially acceptable to laugh at that point. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, I'm actually getting a little choked up, thinking this morning. And I thought to myself, wow, man, maybe with more treatments, I will actually laugh again, which would be, I mean, I would take crying. I would cry, I would laugh. Um, Really just feeling would be an awesome thing. And I learned a lot from the doctor yesterday. I don't want to say his name because it says you're not allowed to video. I don't know whether he would find this acceptable or not, but and this is the real deal. I was going to tell you whether I felt the same, different. I mean, I'm not even, I don't have an agenda. There is no agenda here. This is simply my experience. And um, if it worked, I would tell you it worked. If it didn't work, I would tell you it didn't work. And that's kind of where I'm coming from. And that's why I'm doing this video series, to see how I progress and hopefully this might help somebody else, but I will tell you that my thought patterns, I'm thinking a lot about things that I normally don't think about, things that happened in my past. And I'm like understanding. I've always had this approach to things, traumatic things that have happened to me, where I say, well, because this happened, I'm a stronger person. Because this happened, I'm more independent. Because this happened, and it's always like, well, you could be a Holocaust survivor, and you could have had, much more horrible things happen to you. And I've had some pretty crappy things happen. So I guess my way of dealing with that is to just think, well, it could have been worse, or find something to make me feel better. And yesterday, when I was talking to the doctor, he said that he basically treats PTSD. And they did ask me before I got approved to go in for the treatments that I was a good candidate. They did ask me about childhood trauma. I did share a couple experiences that were pretty traumatic, but again, I don't go there. And he explained to me that PTSD doesn't have to be, a situation where you're like, you were in a war, or what you classically think about PTSD. He said it could be anything. It could be bullying. It could be, I certainly had more going on than that. Sorry, apparently my phone has a low battery. So anyways, I'm kind of rambling at this point, but I am amazed. And tomorrow is my second infusion, and I'm going to keep telling you guys exactly what's going on. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.